In this video, we're gonna dive deep in the new features of the brand new 2025 HyperModel. So let's go. It's pretty powerful for me right now, but it's very, very quick.
Could you imagine that two of the best kite designers combine their knowledge to make the ultimate kite?
Reedin Kiteboarding is a kiteboarding brand founded in 2020 by pro kiteboarder Kevin Langeray and kite designer Damien Giardin. So Kevin being a 3-time world champion and Damien has a lot of experience with designing kites over the years. They teamed up to create kites and gear that feel great and work well for all levels, from beginners up to pros. Now Reedin is collaborating with a new unique kite factory named Brainchild, led by Groesel. This factory focuses on making kites as light and as efficient as possible, which we'll explain more about later in this video. The collaboration between Ralph and Damien promises a very good product. That's why we are very excited to offer our first Brainchild product in our shop. So let's dive right into the new specs of the brand new HyperModel 2025. Let's go. So the first feature that we're going to talk about is the Pro Weld feature, which is probably the most unique. Instead of stitching the seams together on the leading edge, the seams are now welded together, which is without stitching. And without stitching the leading edge, the kite is a lot lighter overall, which reduces weight in total of the kite, which is extremely important for the kite to perform well. So the next feature is the Crossmixed Canopy, which is also unique on this HyperModel. We do see some brands that are taking different canopy materials and combine them into a kite, but not as on this HyperModel, which are two big canopy materials. One on the top, which is the hard flight technology, which makes the kite get you a little bit more lift. And on the side panels, you have the traditional Giardin D2 canopy, which is just a trusty Giardin, the material that we've seen on other brands as well. So because this kite is for riders who wants to take their riding one step further and progress very easy and quick, this new Reedin HyperModel has a pulley-less bridle system, which we've never seen on Reedin kites before. This makes sure that the kite holds its shape also in very extreme conditions and in big air conditions, while still having enough D-power in high wind speeds to control the kite and land easy. Besides the pulley-less bridle, there's also a redesigned bridle itself, which is very thin and aerodynamic through the sky. Another benefit of a pulley-less bridle is that the kite is more direct overall and reacts quicker to the input you put on the bar. That makes sure that the kite is responsive and reliable in different conditions. Also, when the wind is very gusty, the shape stays a little bit more the same and does not deform that quick. So another big benefit of the pulley-less bridle is that there is more predictable and efficient power in the kite. For example, in heavy winds, you can really rely on this kite and know what the kite is going to do and gives you the same power in different conditions. On the Reedin HyperModel, we also find the trailing edge stiffness, which are 4 points on the trailing edge, which are battens basically, which makes the kite a little bit stiffer and less fluttery overall. So roll up your kite correctly, guys, and don't break your battens, please. What you may have seen on the HyperModel behind me already is that the kite has digital printed canopy, which is also a unique feature at the Brainchild factory. This makes sure that the kite does not need any solvent and other bad products to get the color on the kite. And you can print on the leading edge as well, which is also pretty cool. So with all these features combined, this Reedin HyperModel is one of the lightest 3-strut kites on the market. Talking about this kite really makes me excited, so we're gonna fly the 11 right now and see what's all about. Let's go! So just rigged up the new HyperModel 2025. We have an 11 and a 9 meter, and we're gonna give our first impression about it. So check it out. Really quick. Okay, so first impression while launching. 11 is pretty powerful for me right now, but it's very, very quick. If I just pull on the bar, it goes and sheets up right away, perfectly where you want to, which is very cool feeling. Before we continue flying with this new HyperModel, I would like to take a moment for a brief disclaimer. Riding a kite or testing a kite on the beach is not the same as on the water, so this is simply a first impression video allowing us to showcase the kite to you guys. Testing a kite on the beach isn't simply the same as riding a kite on the water. So we are waiting for the perfect condition to test out this new HyperModel on the water. Hopefully the conditions are coming soon and we can bring you the second video. Enjoy the video, guys. I also tried the HyperModel a lot last year, and I have to say that this one is very different from it. This one definitely has more bar pressure, and it's noticeable when yeah, while you're having it in the air. So maybe it's me, but it looks like the shape has changed a lot, but maybe it's because of the graphics, but you can definitely feel that this HyperModel has been built from the ground up again, because it yeah, definitely has a different feeling than previous model. So we're now going to switch up to the 9. I'm very curious to find out how that one's like. Also a new feature on the new HyperModel, there are very small bridles and as well pigtails, which you can see here are extremely thin, but just enough to hold on to the kite, you know. So, dit lijkt toch ook op een 7? Of vind je van niet? So just launched a 9 meter. I would definitely say that this kite would probably feel more like an 8 or a 7, which they said as well that it's going to be a very quick kite. So that's approved. Considering the wind now, maximum of 20 knots, I could easily kite with this one. So there's plenty of power, yeah, to still have the power of a 9, but the feeling of a 7 or an 8. So this is the first impression of the brand new Reedin HyperModel. We're already very stoked about how it felt on the beach. Unfortunately, there's not enough wind to test the kites on the water yet, but we're very curious and excited to test them out on the water, of course. So if you want to find out more information about this kite, check the link down below and yeah, find all the information about this brand new Reedin HyperModel. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.